Hi guys, Sean here with Hensley Homes. You've seen the full tour video of our tiny house, and we wanted to show you something else today. Hey folks, Sean with Hensley Homes here. This is our next cargo conversion project here. This is an 8.5 by 24 foot trailer. It's 7 foot inside, and it's going to be hauling a full-size Jeep that is lifted 4 inches on 35-inch tires. These folks go off-road Jeeping and want a nice place to come back to when they get done for the day. So we're going to convert the inside of this and give them a beautiful living space in the front, still being able to haul their full-size Jeep in the back. Okay, on the outside of this one, we're going to put a window in the door so you can see who's at the door. Beautiful trailer. I love the color. Of course, I'm a black and gray guy anyways. You see my pickup, it's that color. But we'll have the frameless windows where it's just the glass on the outside. So we'll keep that all the way throughout. It'll be a nice window here with the glass showing. And we'll continue that theme. The ramp will also be epoxy, just like the inside, as well as this flip up will be epoxy both front and back, so that when it's folded, it still looks nice and doesn't get any moisture, anything like that. So all of that, we will take this covering off, and this tailgate will be insulated on the inside. The entire inside of the trailer will be spray foam, top, bottom, and sides, so it'll be completely insulated. We're going to add some exterior lighting just to make it look cool going down the road. Again, we'll have another window here, egress window, just to make that functional. This vent will go away, and there'll actually be a window in the bathroom here, so that will make that look really nice as you come around. The plumbing for the sewer will be coming out right here in a nice, neat little hole, because we want this to, it's a beautiful trailer and we want to keep it that way on the outside. When we get around to the front, as you can see, it is just a beautiful trailer. We'll add some more accent lighting on the front, but we'll have a mini split unit here and propane tank here. Everything will be black to keep with the color scheme of the trailer, as well as the water heater, similar to our unit, will be here with a black cover to keep that looking nice. We are now inside of our next cargo conversion project. Living space for them in the front. Very similar to ours. We're going to have shower and a full functioning bathroom here. We'll have our utility closet with water tanks, batteries, and everything you need there. We're going to put a kitchen area with windows. We're going to have pantry area, countertop space, and then the majority of this particular trailer is going to be garage area, because the Jeep takes up all the way to about here. We're going to have flip up countertop extensions so that you have more countertop area on both sides. TV will be mounted on a swivel, so you can watch it here or you can watch it here. This is their area that they get out. Once the Jeep's in, they can get out here. We're going to have some cabinets up here for storage and usage. We're going to have nice egress windows here. We'll have a side mount Murphy type bed here, also with an egress window here. And this back area will be epoxy floor. The front area, we're gonna put an engineered hardwood or vinyl floor of some sort. We'll have more windows here. Lots of windows. It'll be nice and light. We're gonna do the top in a tongue and groove cedar. So it's going to look really cool with some spotlights in it. These two lights here we're going to reuse because we want the garage area to be well lit when they're pulling everything in and out. And we're going to document this as we go. So, good morning. So today is demo day. So I'm probably going to do a time-lapse video of taking everything out of here. Maybe stop a time or two and explain what we're going to do in the process. But this is demo day, and we'll give you a really fast view of what it takes to get your trailer ready for electrical, plumbing, and installation.
We're going to relocate the spare tire, and of course we're going to add batteries for backup for the inverter. So we'll just get all these things and store them until we're ready for them later on.
Okay, as you can see, we are making a little progress here, getting things stripped off. And one of the other reasons we do is, besides knowing we need to insulate and add things here, we also find issues that we want to make sure we take care of. So I'm going to flip this around and show you a wire that was shorting out on a screw that we have found. And this is one of the reasons we do this. Here you can see where this wire has been shorting out on that screw right there. So we're going to get rid of that and we'll run new stuff so that we don't have any issues later. So just one of the things we do for quality in our builds and safety, make sure everything is stuck nice and neat. When I rewire everything, I'll video that again.
Taking off all this interior plywood, there's a lot of screws, and we stack them all in the middle just to kind of keep them out of the way while we're taking it apart. We will also take the white that you see on the ceiling. That's just kind of a styrofoam stuff that the trailer guys throw in there to keep the tops from flapping. We'll get rid of that too. We'll add furring strips on all of the metal studs, roof and sides. Gives us more room for insulation.
Little update, but one thing I wanted to show you is down here, you can see where we've got this marked. This is where the tire of the Jeep is going to go. And then these marks here are the bumper where it's going to be. The other front tire. Now we'll go back here, and these marks are reference to the back tires. We do this because we know where they're going to sit, and we will be putting tie downs on the front of each tire and the back of each tire, so that the tie down will go directly over the tire to keep it from moving forward and backwards, keep it in one place. It'll keep it more stable and safer going down the road. So those measurements we'll write down so that we have them for the tie downs. And the next phase is taking this flooring all out, and then we're going to take these E-channels up, because we're going to put a nice floor in here. We won't be using those anymore. Okay, progress for this evening is taking all of this floor loose, which has been quite a challenge. The screws were all covered, as you can see, with some epoxy. They were going to just epoxy it and leave it that way until we decided to finish out and give them living quarters to do a complete conversion for them. So you can see I've got all the screws out. Tomorrow I will pull all of the plywood up and show you what the underframe looks like, and then explain what we're going to do to the underneath before we insulate the bottom. Okay, had a pretty productive day today. Working on getting the furring strips all on so that we can start running wire and things for electrical and plumbing. You can see we cover every one of the metal studs with wood. Makes it easier for us to fasten things to. We're also doing the ceiling. I ran out of glue to be able to finish, but as you can see, I frame around the doors so that we can trim those out nice and neat. The door looking good. Busy day, but also got the back up here done so we can frame around this spring and make it look nice as well. We'll frame in the corners and things like that. So yeah, good day. Got a few more to go yet, and then we'll be ready to start running some wire. And we're working on the Jeep cargo conversion trailer. As you can see, you've got electrical ran, everything is stripped, and what have you. So, got outlets in the walls, things like that. Well, there's where the kitchen's gonna go. You see the blue tape on the floor is the layout of cabinets and bathroom and shower. When I'm here, I'm standing in the shower. And a vanity here, the toilet will go here, nice pantry here, kitchen sink, more cabinets, and I will custom build a cabinet that houses the refrigerator and microwave here. So today, we've got the flooring loose, and I'm gonna give a little video of taking the flooring out and show you what it looks like after I put the tin underneath.
You can see him just tearing stuff out. It's his favorite thing to do, actually.
All right, take it out behind the camera. Yes, I did write all my measurements down where everything goes.
He's just tearing away. We did give him heck about making sure he had his measurements before he tore all of this up. But he did, which was great. And Uncle Harvey's outside helping him. Oh, there he is. Hi, Uncle Harvey. Thank you for your help.
Going viral, Harv.
He gets these last couple of pieces out fairly easily. And it's onto the tin underneath. You can see that here. That's the underside of it.
Okay. Got enough so we can show you what's going on here. What I've done is covered the entire bottom of the trailer with this tin. A while ago, this will be spray foam insulation in here so that your feet will be nice and warm when you're out camping or four-wheeling or motorcycle riding or whatever you choose to do with your cargo conversion. Like I say, you can see electrical that we've got ran in different places. An outlet down there for a little fireplace. We're going to reuse this vent down here, and we're going to cut a hole in it and put an outlet to the outside so that you can plug in your Traeger grill. So quality cabinets going in, and they're all wood. The sides are plywood. They are not particle board, and it's hickory, so it's hardwood. Now I'm down to the last one, so I thought I would record this process. Making sure our tie downs anchor into the trailer. Just put a little silicone on the nut. Yep. And push the nuts underneath. There we go. Washboard in the hole. There we go. Bring it up. There we go. Okay. Had to clean the silicone out of the hole. There you go. And there you have it. All 4 nuts are glued in. Do the other one on, and we're able to bolt it in solid.
Going to show you guys how we put a section of floor in. I've done this on each section. So I measure where each one of these cross members are. They're all different. So I always like to write it down so that when I lay the sheet down, I can be sure and be in the center of each cross member. Just makes it a stronger bond. You don't have to worry about missing it when you're trying to run a screw in. So now we're going to put down the great stuff. This is the construction adhesive foam. I use it on pretty much every project that I do. It just makes it stay together better. You don't have to worry about the screws coming loose or nails coming loose or staples, whatever you might be using to fasten your stuff together with. You put this in between there, it absolutely has great adhesion and very strong bond. I like to make sure I get a good covering everywhere. You never know whether there might be a gap, there might be a low spot or a high spot, so I don't try to hit and miss. I try to make sure I cover all the areas that are going to be in contact with whatever I'm doing. Also, it adds to the strength. It makes your project stronger by having everything bonded together this way. See, we're doing this on this metal strip. This metal strip is welded to all of the cross members for tie-down racks. We've moved our tie-down racks. We showed you the video of putting the nuts in. And this way, it creates a little bit stronger area for the tie-down to be, because now it's not just the metal welded, it's also the section of plywood that it would have to, the whole thing would have to come loose. So, just a way to make it stronger. Get it all in place. I'll make sure I have everything square. I pre-drill my holes, and the reason I do that is because sometimes with these self-tapping screws, it'll almost drill through or it'll break off, and then you have to go to a whole new hole. So I pre-drill all of them. That way I don't have to worry when I put the screw in, I know it's going down. Try to go around and secure the perimeter first. That way I know nothing's moving out of place. You'll notice as I'm moving around, you'll see the middle of this piece of plywood flexing. That is because the cross members are not perfectly true, not perfectly level across. So we do our exterior first, tie that all down, and then we'll come back and do the middle. That way everything stays where it's supposed to be. You may say to yourself, man, that's a lot of screws. But you're talking about a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of plywood, and you're going to be driving a Jeep in and out on this thing, and you don't want it to come loose. You don't want it to work loose. So, and all these screws pull the underneath, all the cross members of metal to the plywood. Just like I said earlier, it makes it so much more stable and structurally sound. Don't worry about rattles going down the road, or when you're walking around in there, you don't hear anything clicking or coming loose. So just better quality when you have it all screwed down. Just time-consuming work that has to be done. I want to make sure that when we tie this Jeep down in here, we don't have to worry about anything coming loose. If one of the welds was to break, it's still going to have to pull this whole sheet of plywood up, as well as all of the metal. So we're just adding to the stability and integrity of the trailer and where the tie-down areas are. Now you can see, take our measurements, we transfer them onto our plywood now. Like one side may be 16 and a half and 32, and the other side might be 16 and a quarter and 31 and 3/4. This way I know that I'm drawing a straight line right across the top of that cross member. When I put these screws in, I know exactly where they're going, and I don't have to worry about, well, it only had half the screw in there or something. I know that it's right where it's supposed to be. And as I put these last screws in, you're going to notice, you'll see it pull it down. You'll see the plywood no longer flexes as I'm moving around on it. It's stable and in place. Once this adhesive sets up, you could actually take the screws out and it wouldn't move at all. So really good stuff, really quality process to make sure that everything is done to the best it can be. There are short cross members between the exterior frame rail and the exterior of the trailer. I like to put a couple screws in there as well.
We'll do a quick video today. And now the master has her mixture and the staining. So you can see all these things here. This is how she comes up with the stains to the customer's liking. So we disassemble all our cabinets so that everything is stained where it needs to be. And she just works her magic. Look at these pretty boards. The grain pop out of there. So what are we using? Let's show you. Rubio Monocoat. We use this in our cargo trailer. We also use it in our tiny home, and we absolutely love it. You know you like to hear me say love it, but we love it. So stay tuned. We'll show you more.
Okay, today we're gonna do a little bit of staining, and as he showed you before, we use the Rubio Monocoat, but this is just how I apply it. I take basically a ketchup bottle, and I put a little tiny bead right down the bottom, or the middle of it. And as you can tell, I just use this funky little looking scraper thing. Get it on the edges, get it next to the corners. It doesn't have to be perfect because I go back and I apply it with a little scrubby. But this helps get it on there, and it gets us on there pretty fast. Because once you mix up a bottle of this stuff, you can't stop until you're out. So as you can tell, I got plenty on this one. This stuff goes forever and ever and ever and ever. So whatever I have left, just bring it over to the side then, and then I'll show you how I mush that together. Take this little scrubby pad, just kind of push it into the grain. You can see it start to pop. Can you see on this corner where you have the 3 different looks? You got dark, little medium, and then you got some light, which is really cool. This is all hickory, so it stains a little bit different than the alder that we had used in the tiny house. But here again, you just rub it over here. And then after I get it all on there, I let it set for about a minute, and then I wipe it off, and you have a sealer and you have a stain all in one. It's easier if you go with the grain in this particular point. This is just going to be trim pieces that we're going to use around the refrigerator and the microwave that we are going to custom make. But you want everything to match really well. So this is how you make it match. I just use a regular old cloth, and then we just take it, and then you just literally make sure that there's not any excess on here. It takes 7 days for this particular stain and finish to actually cure. So all you're trying to do is get off the excess so that it will help it dry and it'll be nice and smooth when you get done with it. And I just do it quick on the sides because that's a little bit rougher.
So when we get ready,
Voila!
we'll show you the unique way we do to smooth it once it's dry. It's really cool.
Yes. Okay, so we're just gonna give you a quick little demonstration of how we do these great big panels. It's really helpful to have 2 people when you're doing this because these panels absorb it really, really quick. And you wanna make sure that you get it all on here really good and don't leave any weird marks because the stain penetrates really fast. So he comes along behind me and grabs the edges really good for me. Because the edges are the hardest part about this. And he takes the little sponge and he just digs it kind of into the grain, which helps get it in there really good and tight. Smooth out any spots that maybe the squeegee didn't get it in as well. You can see it makes a really pretty board really, really quick. Like I said in the earlier video, it only takes 1 coat of this to have your product. So you get stain and you get sealer all in one. This has a bee activator in it that you mix up with the stain color that you want. Okay, honey, I'll let you finish.
This blends where the squeegee sections come together as well, so that you don't have any places that look like you started in stock.
Once we get it all on there, then we actually let it set for about a minute or a little bit longer, and then we just wipe it off with the rags that you can kind of see back there on the other side. And when you're wiping it off, you can feel it pull against the rag, and so when the rag doesn't pull anymore, then you know you've gotten the majority of it off. And then we just let it dry. We just did this piece as well. You can see how pretty that is. We just wiped it and did it this morning as well. Just some of our handy stuff.
So to get the rest of the cabinets ready to be stained, he has taken them back into the other shop and he is going to smooth them out. The bottoms of several of these cabinets will actually show. So to get a really good stain and a smooth finish on them that will show, he is going back in and he is sanding the bottoms of these cabinets. so they will take stain and there's no splinters. You can see I'm working really hard to make sure there's no splinters. I appreciate that because I'm the person staining it. Then he kind of moves on. He's going to do the tops now. He just wants to get a really nice smooth edge along each side of those cabinets for staining as well as for the customer. Nobody likes to fill a cabinet that's got splinters all over it. Nobody wants to open it. You can see him doing the outside edge, the inside edges. Even though nobody will ever touch the outside edge, he's a perfectionist, so this is what we get. He's going around on the inside of all of those cabinets as well. Making sure there's no rough spots. It also stains really well. After you've given it a really quick sand, it opens up the pores of the wood and it takes the stain really nicely. Anytime somebody touches a cabinet and then you try to stain it, if there's any oils on it, a lot of times the stain won't take really well in that spot. So here we go. I'm working away on the doors inside. There was a lot of doors. And we stained both sides of all the doors. Then we got a surprise. The owners of the cargo trailer that we are actually working on came to visit to check out the progress. It was nice to see them. They even brought us a little Christmas present. We appreciate that, guys. And then it was back to work. Making sure all the cabinets are stained exactly the same. And now for what you really want, a secret recipe.
So before I get going today, I want to make up a batch of this so you all can see how we actually do this. So I take just a regular ketchup bottle. It's got the ounces on the side of it. And I know what my mixture is. I use syringes, 20 milliliter syringes to be able to mix it properly so I get the right amount in there. 2 ounces of the dark oak. So I get exactly 2 ounces in here. That's my 2 ounces. And this is the mahogany. And it gets 1 ounce of mahogany. And this is the activator. So I like to make sure and get all of it out of there I can possibly get out of there. So when I open it up and it's got the last little bit, you just kind of lay it on its side like this. Use your syringe, then you get every little last bit out of there. And the mixture for this is a 3-to-1 mixture. So I add enough of this to get to my 4 ounces. I go to my new can. I add it in here till I get to my 4 ounce mark. Make sure you put the lid back on this just as soon as you get done, because if you leave it open, your activator will become hard and you won't have enough to do what you want to do. I also always push it back down. It keeps it sealed better as well. And I just put my little lid on here, like so. Put my finger over the end, and I just shake it up really good. That's the end of it.
Now that we have product, we are back to staining. We're getting all the fronts done, and we're also doing that bottom side that's going to be exposed in the trailer. Looks good. Wanted to give a final video All the staining is finally done today. Quite the process. Now we're ready to put it together. Stay tuned. You can see him stacking things up, making room to put the cabinets back together. He has to put all the doors back on. He also put full extension slides on anything that had a drawer so that there was more space available to store things. It's a smaller space. He is also going to cut one of the cabinets down that goes into the bathroom from a 24-inch cabinet to an 18-inch cabinet.
We're back
So
inside the trailer. We've been working on cabinets in the shop for a few weeks, staining and everything. So now we're going to start hooking up electrical, and we added several lights on the outside of the trailer. You can see those wires there. So we're going to go through and hook all those extra lights up to make it look cool. So those are all the way around. And we did some down the back. All these lights we're going to get hooked up today. So we start putting the interior wall finishes on.
You can see I look like a busy little beaver here, but there's a jumper between each one of those lights. So I'm taking the time to cut all these little pieces and make sure they're all the right length, getting them ready so that I can go along and make all these connections. Don't want anything to not work. And we'll show you later that there's also the ability to work on these after the fact. I'll make all these work now, but when we do the ceiling, I'll show you how we make sure this is still accessible at the end. Just like the center run that we talked about, that you can get to all the wiring along the walls will be the same way. So make sure all these work, and we'll show you what that looks like.
Good morning. Just another added thing that we do here at Hensley Homes and the cargo conversions is you'll see there's wiring all along for different things. And what we've done with this wire here is we've replaced the wire that comes from the front of the trailer going to the back. You say, why did you do that? Well, so when we spray foam the bottom of these floors, we cover the bottom of the frame and we fill that cavity with foam like we showed you. We cover it all back up. At that point, that trailer wiring is no longer accessible. If there's ever an issue with anything, you can't get to it to work on it. So we moved that to where it's always going to be accessible. This center run of wiring will have a removable cover on it, and anytime you need to work on something, if you want to add something or check something, you can. So I'm replacing everything that was in here originally, re-ran it over here and down the sides so that it's all new connections. Everything is filled with an anti-oxidizing grease. All of my connections are sealed with grease, electrical grease, so that there's no corrosion. You don't have to worry about poor connections later down the road. Should last as long as your trailer does, or longer. So just one of those added things that we like to do for quality, and well, you know your lights are always going to work for safety as well.
So we talked about replacing the wiring for the trailer. As you can see, it's just a bunch of single-stranded individual wires that go into the frame and along the frame down to the back. So when you get your trailers, kind of a standard thing, they do it quick. This battery and this switch are for your electric brakes in an emergency situation. Your trailer comes unhooked, it pulls this cable, and this battery will lock up the electric brakes so that your trailer doesn't take off down the road and somebody get hurt. If you can see the jumbled mess that's in here, this is one of the things that we get rid of.
So when we get done, the only thing will be in here is a connection for the brakes and the battery. We will put a new cord on, and I'll show you what we're going to replace it with. So this will be mounted on the frame rail of the trailer. So everything, as you can see when you look in there, is all labeled, and you don't have all those jumbled up connections inside. It'll be a completely new cord, has everything, and just much cleaner and safer for your trailer. Have a great day.
You'll be the coolest trailer on the road now. Wait till we show you the underglow lighting now. Working on getting the walls put up, and we'll show you the exact process here shortly. But we work together, we are a team, and we do a lot of these things like this together because it's so much more efficient, and we enjoy working together. Doesn't take too long when you have extra hands helping. The first wall goes pretty fast, except when it's dark. But we get it all done. Just takes a little bit of time. Finishing around the door takes a little bit of time just for the extra pieces and cutting. But it's always nice to have everything kind of set up and ready for it. Right now it's like 20 degrees outside. We just got a couple small heaters in there. With the insulation that you see, it keeps it toasty warm in there. So each time we put a layer on the walls and ceilings, it just gets warmer every little bit. So we'll explain the door in a short part of this next video as well. So, and here we go.
Okay, I want to show you the process, how we do our interiors finishes. You can see we've got the wall behind the camera is done, and this wall is done up here. And the one thing that I've done before we started any of this is I put 4 jacks on the corners of the trailer so that I can level the trailer. Just like any other trailer, when you get to your camping spot, you can level it. So the floor, if I put my level on the floor, you see that it's perfectly level. So that way when I transfer and I put my level up here to fasten my boards, then I know that everything is true as I build the whole project. So I'm going to show you what we do here. Good old construction adhesive. We've talked about this before, but this stuff just adds to the strength and quality of your build. So I've already pre-cut my boards. When we get down there, you'll see we have an outlet box here. So we will have to cut that out, and I'll show you how I do that as well. So right now we're going to put some glue on and staple some up. You see, I put a nice bead of this adhesive on there because I want it to squish out over the whole 1.5 inch of board. I don't go too far down because Christy gets excited about that. Got my level handy, board's pre-cut. Again, all of these will be behind there and above the ceiling so they'll be accessible later. Now we've got him up there lined up with the others. We're going to check our level before we staple it. Make sure that we're with the level process. Right there. Oh, you yeah.
you're using here in your...
So this is the DeWalt cordless, airless stapler. Puts in 18 gauge 1/4 inch staples. I used to always use air tools, and I still have them. They came out with these, and they are just a lifesaver. It's always ready to go, just change batteries. And a battery will last, gosh, the small batteries like this will last about 6 hours doing a lot of staples. We changed batteries before we started, but the other ones still have power and still work. So they're very handy and efficient and do a great job. So, love these things. Once you have your first one settled, then all you gotta do is stack on them. So it makes this process go pretty fast. When we work together, it goes pretty smoothly. I like more glue than my wife does. So we'll talk just a second about this process, the reason we're stopping where we're stopping. So this area is the kitchen right here that we talked about. You can see a line here, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's an exit door for when they park their Jeep. They actually get out of the Jeep right here, and then they can go out this door instead of crawling around the Jeep. So we've got this covered, there'll be a backsplash so you won't see this seam. But at the end of this is where the bathroom will start. So from here, it will transition a little differently and go around into the bathroom. So that's why you see where we're stopping right here. And just thought I would explain that. So now the next one is the fun one, because we have an outlet box right in the middle. So I'm actually gonna do this. If I've got a box and it ends up like this, where I've got half a box, I'll go ahead and staple it up, and then I'll mark these and I'll cut it out on the wall. But when it ends up in the middle like this, it's just more accurate if I take the measurements and cut it on the floor. So we'll do that right quick. I got 7 3/8. 7 3/8. I always write it down somewhere so that I have a place to look and see what it was. I'm getting old, my memory's not quite what it used to be. So then we have 32 3/8. And I just like to measure twice. Okay. I'm gonna take my guy, lay it on here, knowing that I'm gonna go up like this, and that's the top, and that's the end. So I've got an extra box that we use. So it makes it really handy because then you can use it to mark around. So 32 3/8. Here we are, 32 3/8. And then we are 7 3/8. I like to do this guy here like this. I can set my box, and that way when I cut it out, the hole's nice and square, and with the wall, is close to the bottom, but okay. And we'll get our zippy, zip that out. If you ever hear me talking about zippy, this is zippy. It's actually called an oscillating tool. This blade goes side to side and does its cutting. I call it zippy because you can just zip stuff right off. So that's what we do. I do this so that I don't hit the floor. Give me a little bit of spacer. Hold it down underneath, and this gets loud. You'll see that I kind of make a line partway through the board to start with,
and change batteries right quick. That helps guide me all the way through so that I don't get off track, and it makes for a nice clean cut instead of having to start over each time. So I'll burn up about 4 of these zippies a year. I use it a lot, but it makes a nice clean hole.
Like a glove. Hey, don't bite your tree line there. Come back. You gotta put out there a little bit. Wall. I'll go into the shop here in a minute and I'll cut this last piece out. I've got the table saw so that I can rip it, and then we'll be ready to transition into the bathroom area. So stay tuned for the next video.
Well, now we got the walls up to the ceiling, finished to the floor. I'll be doing the framing for the bathroom next. We'll show you that, but you can see these walls, it just looks good. We'll caulk between those panels so you don't see it, but when my wife paints it, it really makes the grain in these boards pop out and look really cool. We've had them bring the Jeep up so that we could bring it in and check fit and make sure everything looked good. We've got our cabinets placed where they're planned to be once the project gets further along, and we just want to make sure that everything is just the way it should be. So we have him bring the Jeep in. It's a tight fit. We have about 1 inch on each side of the tire between the tire and the fender. So he takes his time, very careful bringing it in. We're going to set up a marking system to help guide him in once we get done with putting the epoxy on the back floor where the Jeep sits. We're going to have a guidance line and a couple of sticks out on the tailgate just to help him bring it in straight, because he doesn't want to hit the bed that's going to be on the wall to fold down. He doesn't want to come up too far and hit the cabinets. They take very good care of their things, so we like to give them every advantage to have a nice cargo conversion that they can use for years and years. They've been very wonderful to work with. We've absolutely enjoyed having them around. They come up and check the progress of the project, come up with new ideas, and approve the ideas that we've done. So they're very pleasant to work with, and that's something that is key when you're doing projects like this. We want you, the customer, to be happy with what you have. We want to maximize all the space that you have and make it comfortable. We set this up so that nothing rubs anywhere. The Jeep will be tied down secure, and we don't have to worry about safety. It'll just be relaxing driving down the road till you get to where you're going to go. And these folks, who knows where they're going to go. Now they're going to be able to go more places and stay and enjoy more time at the site of having fun while they're being able to relax when they get done instead of having to go to the motel. So as he's backing this thing out, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell button so you can get notified when the next one comes, and we'll just keep updating you as we go with the project. Hope you enjoy.
So today's plan is to paint this wall. Went and got some paint this morning, but we have a little bit of prep that we need to do on this wall. I don't like nail holes or staple holes. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna fill all those before we actually start. But by the end of today, we should have at least one side of this all painted, and excited to see the color change. Somebody's helping cover things for me, so I appreciate that. Oh yeah, you can see a sneak peek. We got some walls up. We'll give you more as we go.
So we're getting all the nail holes filled, getting it good and prepped, getting all the wires up so I don't paint any wires. And now I'm trying to figure out what consistency of whitewash I want to use. Finally got that figured out. Then it's off to the races. First coat down. And now we start the process of putting up that wall. Giving you little sneak peeks of what that looks like. Got it all nice and framed. Little help from Patches, of course. Gotta have our dog.
So before we started to paint this last wall, we decided we were going to actually caulk in between each one of these so that it was completely sealed. We also went back in and filled any of the staple holes with wood filler so that we can make this a really nice seamless looking wall. This is a long piece with not much separation. You can also kind of see a little bit of a cutout looking thing there. There's actually a door there, and we're gonna try to keep it as hidden as possible. So stay tuned for how we come up with that one. As you can see, we don't have caulking over here, but this is gonna have a whole bunch of cabinets. So I'm sure you're wondering, why do you have part of this stained, Christy? So this is actually going to be open from the bathroom as well. So if you have watched any of the cargo conversion videos, you know that on the back side in the bathroom in ours, we made some really cool shelving because the bathroom is small and there is not much room for any kind of storage. So this big opening that you're seeing right here, it is actually going to get siding on the other side, and we've stained it as well. So it's going to be a little shelving unit. And because you need to make sure you have as much space as possible, we have just decided to open up the framing of the wall, and I stained it all to match all the cabinets. And so I'm excited to see how that one turns out. So stay tuned.
You can see he's putting the siding on the bathroom wall there, making sure that he gets it exactly square, getting the little black pieces all around the entry door, putting the last piece on top, cutting it all out, being meticulous as always.
So before I get started, I want to give you an update of what the wall looks like. Painted only one time. You can see my little cutouts here. Remember that door? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some cutting there. So I wanted to make sure and leave my marks so we could see where we were going. But that's one coat. It gets another. You might think, why does it look so like see-through-y? That's because it's whitewashed. We didn't want to completely cover it because we wanted to make sure that we could see the grain in it really, really well. And now I'm going to show you what this little ball back here looks like. See, the bathroom is now enclosed. And I am fixing to paint it, but I wanted one last little quick look before we got that painted so you guys can see. So I'm off to paint. Give you an update when I'm done. All right, here's your finished product. We have 2 coats on this wall. You can still see the wood grain really well. Happy with that. Here is the little bathroom all enclosed. We did some really cool trim feature on this entry door. You can kind of see it right there. So we used a piece of Schluter trim, and then we ran the siding into it. And this is still gonna dry, so I just finished, so it'll all blend in a little bit better, and I'll give you a picture when that's all done. But this has 2 coats of whitewashed Home Depot paint on it. Can't remember the name of it. I'll put that in the video though, just for you guys. But we like how it finished out. I like how it comes out. Yay.
Wanted to do a video today. We've been plumbing the bathroom. You can see these are the 2 stub outs for the sink. This is the stub out for the toilet. You can see I ran my lines on the inside. That way we don't have to worry about them freezing. Have my stud plates around to protect the lines for everything. Everything comes around. You can see where it goes through the wall. And then we have our shower valve, which has a diverter valve built in to go to a handheld wand over here and up to the shower head over here. Now right now, I have the water hooked up and I have everything pressurized. And I'm keeping it this way for a few hours here to make sure I don't have any leaks before I cover these walls all up. So we'll come out here. A lot going on in this closet here. This is a 12-volt distribution center here. 5,000 watt inverter here. Breaker panel with circuits. This is the auto transfer switch. You switch over from shore power to the batteries. No batteries yet, they're ordered. This is your water heater that we got installed. And it is propane, so we'll have the gas line ran to it once we get that all running. Back here we have the 12-volt transfer pump, so that if you're off-grid somewhere and you don't have that, why you can run everything off the pump. 30-gallon supply tank, as you can see, we've got it filled up. Also checking it to make sure there's no leaks or any problems with that. You can see all the valving and plumbing here so that we can turn things off when you're not using the shore power and switch over to the pump. And this way you can also fill the tank from shore when you're at home or whatever by opening this valve. Closing a few valves will set it up for the pump, and doing it the other way will set it up for outside water source. So the technical stuff is starting to come together. So this is our main supply power coming in to that transfer switch. Our circuits all run out through there. So things are starting to come together. Technically, you can see this 3-inch line. I haven't got it all hooked up yet, but this will be the exhaust fan for the bathroom to go in here. We'll put a ceiling in, have an exhaust fan for the bathroom there. So we got outlets installed over the week. Our GFI for the bathroom. That'll be a future switch in a different place for the exhaust fan. Outlets on the wall, we no longer have to run a cord through everything. So we have outlets everywhere. TV outlet. These outlets will be for countertops, and down there there's a flip up countertop that will go to this one and this one. This one is at one end of the bed. This one is at the other end of the bed. There'll be a flip up shelf and what have you there to set your phone on, plug it into charge. This one down here is for the fireplace that gets mounted on the wall if they so choose, which last time they were here, they were hoping there was one there. There is. So everything is coming together. You'll see an outlet up here, will be for the microwave. And this one down here behind the level is for the refrigerator. That cabinet I will build. So this antenna right here is for the backup camera
that runs to the other end of the trailer as well. There's a camera back there, but this is the signal that sends up to the pickup for the screen to see. So, no leaks so far. That's a good thing. We try to make sure that everything is quality, no leaks, so you don't have any trouble when you're out there in the middle of nowhere enjoying the world. So, once again, in the inside so it doesn't freeze. Nice valve. Really like these valves. I'll say something about them. We've got these from Amazon. We have one in our tiny home just like this. And I'll tell you, having it all one piece like that is amazing. And it is serviceable. You can take it apart. You can put parts in it. So it's serviceable, which is really nice. Not that we've had to service ours or anything, but it's nice to have that option 10, 20 years down the road to be able to work on it. So, all right, our bathroom is starting to come together. We have our cedar planks for the ceiling, and that is going to be one of our next projects. So, it's going to be there. Hope you enjoyed this. Get to see our progress. Stay tuned. There's going to be more. Hey guys, do a quick video before we get started. I just want to tell you that I just opened a package of the cedar planking that we're going to use for the ceiling. It's going to look really cool on it. It smells so good. And ours that we have, we did the same thing in ours, and it is almost 3 years old. And when you've got the door closed and you come in after you've been gone a while, it still smells good. So, what we wanted to do is show you what tools are needed for doing this job. The first time we did this, we had an air stapler. Now we're blessed to have a DeWalt battery-powered stapler. Very nice for being able to just tap it up. When it touches, got a little compressor inside, and that shoots the staplers. The first row that we put up, we always put this guy up with screws so that everything you see, there's the wires under there. We'll be able to take this guy out, and then you can work on anything, or if you wanted to fish a new wire over, you could do that. So that's our first row. And what we do with that first row is we'll pilot drill holes through it, and we use these little bitty screws so that you don't notice them. And we put that first row on with screws so that it's removable. And after that, we do want 3/4 inch staples because we have 3/4 inch boards and a 1/4 inch of wood. So we want 3/4. So we're going to use those to staple it on with. Trusty zippy oscillating saw. If you ever have to knot something around something, which pretty much this is all straight runs, so there won't be any notching, but we always have it ready just in case. Got our square for marking things, cordless drill for putting these screws in just the right depth. All these, we've got our hooks on there so we can just hang them on us and use them quick. We keep our saw inside. It also is battery powered so that we can cut these right here to length. Christy and I did this together on ours, and it went pretty fast. So we're going to do a video for you today and kind of show you the process of putting this stuff up. We got everything kind of laid out here. We got our ladder so we can reach everything and nice and neat. As we go along, we'll hold the wires that we need to up out of the way. We're going to do this side today. If we get lucky and blessed and have more time, then we'll try to do the other side as well. When we get up to the front here, of course, we'll have to move a couple cabinets out of the way as we get there. That's not that big of a deal. Then we'll go to here and we'll leave this center section open. Once we get there, we'll probably do another video to show you that, because this will be our access point for everything all the way down the trailer. So we're going to set up with the video. We'll do a time lapse and we'll look like scurrying little squirrels doing this, and hope you enjoy. Thanks.
As you can see, we started to put that first row up. The first row takes the longest because we pilot drill all of the holes for the screws so that one piece is completely removable like he said before. But after that, it goes super fast. I usually cut and he puts them up with all of the staples, as you can see here. Getting everything lined up is definitely the hardest part. You want to make sure you don't have any gaps. There's a nice little tongue within each one of those pieces, and you need to make sure that they are really tight. There is nothing worse than looking up and seeing a gap in your ceiling. So we are really picky about how that goes together. You can also see that we are almost done with this side, and we will have a long cedar piece that goes over the middle. And you can see it's almost up to that line right now. Right now, pretty quick.
Okay, we told you we'd show you what it looked like when we got done here. As you can see, we've got half of the ceiling done. Like I say, there'll be a strip in the middle that we left open where the wires are that we'll bridge over with a finish board to make that look cool. And it came together really well. It smells amazing in here. And then, like I say, we just screwed the outside board on. You can see the screws up there. That way, if we need to work on anything, we can take those screws out, pull that board, and we can fish from the middle to the wall and down the wall. So. Okay folks, we told you we would give you an update, and we were time-lapse videoing all of our progress, and we got one side done. It was cool, looked like little squirrels running around, and it started the other side. We got one row up and batteries went dead. We didn't know it, so we didn't even get the other side. But we do have the finished product now. So it smells absolutely amazing in here. We love that. And so we got it done, and you'll see the center portion, like I said, that we left open. These wires will all get tucked in that, and we have a wide piece of cedar that will go up, that's removable, so everything can be accessed. But we finished all of these panels last night. We just love the way it looks when you go next to these cabinets and the white walls, the colors that my wife's stained these cabinets. We were worried about how everything matched, but it's perfect. It's just the way we wanted it. Everything matches great. You'll see a little open area here, which we will have a trim that goes across there once we get everything else done. So, and you'll see right now there's no lighting. We'll be able to fish all those lighting wires underneath here. That's why we do this. So you can come in fact, the customer is going to be here this weekend, and we're going to walk through with them, and we're going to place lights exactly where they want them. We'll have the cabinets staged where they're going to go, so we can place our lights exactly there. Because we may shift things one way or another. We don't know that until we get them in here and they tell us exactly how they want their lighting to look. We've got the small round lights that we used in our trailer, and plus they have two bigger lights that they had in here originally that they want to put back here in the garage area, so that when they're moving this Jeep in and out, I almost said spider, but when they're moving their Jeep in and out, they'll have more light if they're doing it at night or anything, to be able to get in and out. Or maybe they just want more light because they've got company or something like that. Because this will be the lounging area. This whole back end where the Jeep goes will be the living room. So great area to just relax. You can see the outlet up here. That's where the TV is going to be, as we spoke. So, I mean, it'll be just like your home, except you're out where you can jump in the Jeep and go four-wheeling and have fun. So this is what we got done. We wanted to show you what it looks like this way. And each time we do something, we're trying to share with you how this progress goes, how this process is done. So when you decide it's time for you to have a travel trailer, you can custom design your own for half the price of an RV and it's going to last you a long time. So hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you enjoy the look. Okay folks, so today we are going to cover the inside walls of the bathroom. Got all the plumbing done, pressure tested it all day yesterday, so no leaks. Everything's covered for safety, and we've got our start of our pieces cut that I'll lay down in here. We'll have to drill some holes in them. And like that, we'll stack them babies up. You can see this line right up here. We're gonna actually drop the ceiling in here just a little bit. And the reason for that is so we can get that exhaust fan in. I think I mentioned that in another video. But that's what that line is. And it ends up perfect. We can stack 7 of these high without having to cut a short one or anything long there. So works out great going around. We'll get that exhaust fan put in here. This will have a slope over here on this side because of the slope at the front of the trailer. So we'll have to kind of custom fit that when we get there, but it'll be cool. Anyhow, so that's our project for the day, is covering that up. And once we get pieces on, we'll come in here. Yes, we have the spray foam, but I think we're gonna add a little where the water lines are. Just a little extra safety so they don't freeze by any means at all. Don't know why they would. We had the heater set on 72 last night. We came in here today and we had to turn the heaters off because it's hot. It's hot in this little box. So the insulation works very well. 2 small heaters and we're about toasting. So, and it was only what, 23 degrees this morning or something like that. So, very well insulated. But we like to do that just for a little bit of safety. So, when we get all that done, we'll show you that process. We'll show you how it goes, what it looks like when we're done. And then we've got some cool wall coverings that's gonna go around the shower and everywhere. So, stay tuned. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell so you can see it again.
So we're cutting the outside here, and what we do is we tape the internal frame of the window on the side of the trailer, and we use that as a template to make our mark, cut these out. I used a nail embedded blade with the zippy. It stays sharp and cuts this aluminum really nice and neat. We just got to be really careful so it doesn't jump out and scratch your trailer. And now we pop it right out, and you have a picture of a window.
And just like that, we got a hole. Nice work, sweetheart.
Huh?
Nice work.
Just a quick view of how we got our template on the outside. Take the internal frame of the window and use it to mark with. When I have multiple windows, I'll make a template to use, but this is how we used it. Got it all marked out, nice and neat. As I'm cutting with Zippy, you'll see I do the same thing. Give me a scribe line to start with. And this way, everything fits nice and snug. I'll leave just a little bit of room for making sure it's plumb and level, but makes a nice cutout. And this is how we do it. Just really careful, like.
All right, so this is our first window cut in, and as you can see, once we cut through things, we frame it back up so that it's solid. We made a template out there and cut everything from the outside first, came in, trimmed out our insulation, and we're gonna go back in here and we'll put foam back in here just like you would any door and window. So we cut our internal pieces, we will do our adhesive and nailing of those. They'll go back in there just like that, and that'll be your inside. And then we'll be ready to sandwich the window in. So, just one of those, we wanted to make sure that it's solid when we put the window in, so you don't have to worry about it moving and leaking later on. So you can see nothing moving. And that's what we want to do. So we're gonna foam this in, and then we'll show you the window after we get it installed. Talk to you soon.
You can see I'm filling all these little gaps, and we like to always do this to stop any transfer of temperature, keeping the integrity of the insulation seal around everything. The other thing you'll see is this is a square opening, and our window has the curved corners. And once we install the window, then I will also go back in around the window itself, and we will foam in there as well to finish that up, to fill in those corners so we don't have an air gap there as well. Just try to keep the integrity of the insulation intact on every aspect as we do this. So I hope you're enjoying these videos of watching us build this toy hauler, travel trailer / RV. If you'll notice, our construction methods are quite different than an RV trailer. And the reason is, we want this thing to last much longer than a toy hauler RV. This is not a throwaway model and then just order a new one. This is something that you've designed yourself. We custom build it to what you want so that you can enjoy it much longer. So we build this like you're building a home, but in a lighter weight so you can pull it down the road. But the quality and safety and integrity is, second to none. We just want this to be something you can enjoy for a long period of time, not like most RVs that you buy and you keep for 5 to 10 years. Most people only keep them for around 5 years, actually. And this way, it's yours, built the way you want it from start to finish. So that's why you see all the little extra steps that we take, the adhesive that we put in here, the extra staples, and things like that.
What are you doing, hon?
Yeah. Every time we put anything on these walls, we always want to use this construction adhesive just to increase the rigidity of the project, what it takes. All trailer manufacturers are a little different, and this just helps us to control what they've done. We don't ever have to worry about our stuff coming loose, no matter what we're fastening to. You can see we're nice and flush here everywhere we're going. So this way, when we clamp that new window in, we won't have to worry about it ever coming loose. We're out of power. A quick video before I get started installing the shower pan here. You can see the pan is cut to fit and ready. The drain here is plumbed underneath. See the hole that goes out. We had to eliminate that insulation until we get the drain all installed. Once we get it installed, then I will spray foam that full again, and this will be put back down. Again, we're using Schluter, the prefab pre-sloped pan. You can see all of our stuff is out and ready. Schluter all set. Got our water. We got our trowels. We use the Dietra trowel, is for putting the shower pan down and flooring. The Curdy trowel will be used for this waterproofing membrane, which will cover the walls. That way, if anything gets behind our wall covering, doesn't matter. Still gonna go down the drain. Everything will be taken care of. So, I'm gonna try to time lapse this for you. See how it goes. Stay tuned.
Here's your pre-sloped shower pan and the curb material that he uses. Now I'm going to show you how we got that and that. So you can see him, he is beginning to put the shower pan down. So he puts the mud down first, always getting all of his little lines straight. He's very picky. You can see him going around the back corners, making sure he has it good around the base. And he puts it on the bottom of the shower pan as well. They call that back buttering. And you can see him standing on it, making sure he has it down really, really good. You can see him going around the drain area. You see him plop the drain in, then he covers it, and then he puts that seal piece down on it, and he lets it set for a few minutes, and then he comes back in and he makes sure that it is really, really down good, because that is what makes sure that your drain doesn't leak. Nobody likes a leaky drain. It causes lots of problems down the road. You can also see him going back around the corners to make sure that it is good and sealed around the outside edge. Then he takes his leftover mud and he starts to go up the wall in the cracks there. And that's just where those pieces of siding are coming together, and those are really sharp corners. And what he's trying to do is he's getting that filled in really, really nice so that there's a seal behind the membrane that he's fixing to put on here in just a few minutes. And you can see him go all the way to the corner, all the way to the top. And he just fills that in so that when the membrane goes on it, that is secured in the corner and there's no sharp edges that could penetrate the membrane that he is fixing to use. You can see him going all the way to the top there. But that gives it a really nice seal with the membrane, and you can see the pans installed there. Yay! Now he moves on to the floor. So he does the same kind of process on the floor. You put your mud down, getting it all nice and thin, exactly to the trowel height. He showed you the trowels in the beginning. Now he lays the Dietra down and he does his little walk all over it, making sure it's really good and stuck to the floor. He makes sure that he has a good seal around the outside edge as well. You can see him working on that. He had a little bit of leftover mud, so I can see that he is going back in. He's put the curb on. You can see the curb was added at some point. So he's sealing on the inside of that curb really well with the leftover mud. The next thing he's going to come back in here and do is he is going to make sure that he has the mud down good within the Dietra, because he's ready to start laying tile. And you can see him putting the tile in there. He's really picky about how much mud he gets down. He wants it to be down really nice and even. And then he always back butters his tile to make sure that he has a good, secure bond with the flooring as well. You can see him getting the last few little pieces. He cut every single one of the pieces in here except for one. He's very precise in his cutting skills. Now you can see he's leveling. This is a small floor, and those are big tiles. So it's really important that you make sure that all of those tiles are exactly level. You can see he has 3 pieces where any of those tiles meet. And now he's going back through and tightening them up. You can see him feeling, making sure everything is nice and level. There's nothing worse than stubbing your toe on a tile. So I want to explain this membrane to you guys just a little bit here. You can see it, that it goes all the way around. Remember where he was going up in the corners? He actually puts that on top. He actually puts the mud underneath, and he seals all of that. I'm going to attach a video that we did years ago that showed him putting up the membrane so that you can actually see the process of him putting up a membrane. And that's the finished product. There's a picture of the floor. Now, what is the white stuff? The white stuff is just a film from the grout. Once we get the grout in, we like to let the grout really dry. We do a quick clean on it, but then we do let it set, and this film shows up and you can watch the grout lines dry. This way you don't dig out any of the grout lines. But then we come back in with a microfiber cloth and we just clean off that powdery, and then we vacuum it. And then we come back in and we clean it one more time and we wipe it down again with the microfiber cloth, and it turns out beautiful. And you will be able to see that really quick as he shows you the finished product on our really cool little conversion bathroom.
Hi guys, we're going to do a quick video here. We're working on the bathroom, getting closer. We've got the walls are covered and waterproof now with the Schluter membrane. You can see it all the way down to the shower pan. The tile you see is what we're going to use for the shower pan here, and then we're going to use this to build our curb with. I've got a couple of pieces laid in here to keep it from getting damaged or anything. You can kind of see our layout. Got our tile in, got it all grouted. Got our vanity set. Looks good. Everything is functioning well. So Everything fits in its space. We even got us a couple of shelves put in. The countertop will go all the way into here. So we'll have a nice, and it's actually going to be granite. I'll cut and polish, and it'll go all the way into here. So this will be a nice countertop space with the sink on this side. Have shelves to put everything in. We'll have some hooks for towels in there, things like that. See, we got our outlet for curling irons and blow dryers. There'll be a hook here so that she can hang her curling iron, and it'll actually kind of hang back in the corner there underneath. So kind of a neat way to utilize all the space. So I haven't cut our holes out for the shower head yet, but they're right in here. And for the handheld, they're both right there. You can do that right quick. Right. There. One shower head. And one handheld. That's where they'll go. I'm not going to tell you what the walls are going to be yet. We're just going to show you that when it's done. So stay tuned for our next video. So we've been busy getting the cabinets put in, as you can see. These cabinets up here, all for storage. They go all the way to the back. You'll see that, and just tons of storage space in here with all these cabinets. So we got these up here. There'll be a window underneath here, an egress window, as well as on the other wall, which will be behind the bed. But then we have more cabinets up here for storage. And underneath these cabinets, there will be 3 windows here, and there will actually be a flip-up countertop for the eating area, so they can sit here and eat. So that'll be that there. So move on in. Of course, there's a big door here that we haven't cut out yet. I don't know if you remember that, but that'll be there. The TV will mount up here, and like I say, it will pivot out. Everybody can watch TV from wherever they want. So, kitchen cabinets are here. All the drawers, we put nice soft close slides on them. Sink will be here. Then there'll actually be another flip-up countertop here, so your countertop will come out to about here. So that'll make that nice. And there'll be 2 windows over here. Come on up, and then you can see we've got the mini split inside piece mounted. The lines will go up along the ceiling and through the back and down to the front. But this will heat and cool both in here. It'll let plenty of room. You see this space outlet. This is going to be our convection, microwave, air fryer, and broiler all in one unit. Really cool unit. And it'll be mounted. This will be a custom built cabinet, and we'll have a refrigerator here with that unit mounted in here. Actually, we've got it kind of designed where there'll be a shelf here to put things in. So that'll be neat when we get that all done. But that'll be a custom built cabinet that goes all the way to the ceiling. And then this countertop here, we've got it set up so there'll be another window centered here. There's going to be a ton of windows, lots of natural light in here. And then we're going to cover the door with some the same thing we have on the ceiling, and there'll be a window in here as well. So it's really going to be lots of natural light. It's going to be really nice. We have a nice big pantry cabinet here with an outlet in it, so they can charge their little dust buster vacuums. They can put a router in there so they can have Wi-Fi when they get to the campground and things like that. So we've got our flooring all down, which is one of the things that we really like. This stuff is so hard, I burned up 3 saw blades. And then we got our tile done and grouted in the bathroom. You can see we've got a transition piece here. Keep it nice and clean and neat. We've got our trim along the ceiling. Keep everything looking professional. Customers were actually here this weekend and helped us hang all the upper cabinets. So that was kind of fun to spend some time with them. And they were enjoying seeing their project come together. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. That way you can be ready to hear the next video.
And here he goes, building his cabinet. He's making the side panels first. He gets it all glued together. Got the clamps on it. And there's one side.
This refrigerator, and here is the microwave. And this microwave is a 4-position or a 4-function microwave. It is a microwave, convection oven, air fryer, and a boiler all in one unit. So very, very versatile unit for an application like this. And it will be sitting in a shelf on top of the refrigerator. The refrigerator will sit on the floor. And we build a custom cabinet for all of that. Can't just go to the store and buy one of those. So we're gonna build that. There'll be a faceplate divider. Show you that real quick. So this will go on there, and then there'll be the microwave above it. And then there'll be a shelf above the microwave as well that we'll be able to store things on. But this will all be custom made, so it's all built in. So everything will be very accessible. It's something we like to do. We did this in ours, turned out great. Using all the space that there is available. So the shelf up top will have kind of a lip so that things don't slide off of it if you have something up there. I just wanted to do a little video to show you what we're doing and how we do it. So this is all custom fabricated. Shelves are in, everything fits like it's supposed to. You'll see all of this side from the inside there. This hickory is just beautiful. We got our open space up there for shelving. It's recessed so that stuff doesn't slide out of it. And I'm happy with how it turned out. Next time we'll show you what it looks like installed.
Check it out. We have a shower pan. Now let's figure out how we did it. So first he starts by making sure that all of the openings in the shower are completely sealed. Schluter provides a seal for any kind of opening that you may have in the membrane. And you can see he is making sure that the one that has the actual shower head is covered. And now he's down here working on the one that the handheld. Just want to make sure that those are really, really good and sealed. Nobody wants a leaky shower. You can see he's making sure that they are flat as well. Now what's he gonna do? Yeah, he's ready to go onto the floor now. First, better cut that stuff. Yeah, you need to cut all of that tile for the pan first. And then you get to actually start by covering the curb with the Curdy band. You all have seen some previous videos where he used the Curdy band. And it is basically the smaller pieces of the membrane that he used to cover the shower walls. And now he puts it over the curb. You have to make sure that the base of the shower is completely waterproofed. And the Curdy band allows you to cover that curb and make sure that the seal going into the shower pan is created so that all water goes to the drain. Now you can see him starting to put down the all set. He makes a very even layer of that. You see how picky he is with his trowels. He makes sure that all the lines are going the right direction and that the level of the all set is all even. So when he goes to put the tile in, which you can see him starting there, you get a very flat shower pan. It's really important that that shower pan, all the tile that you're laying on that shower pan is down and it's very, very level. Nobody wants a sharp piece. That's not fun. Also, you want it to make it very, very level so the water drains really easy into the drain as well. And you can see him going around the edges right there. He is cutting every single one of those little pieces so that the design looks like it goes right into the curb. So don't shortcut it. Make sure you cut all those small little pieces. That makes a really finished product. Don't cheat with the grout. Make sure it goes all the way to the curb. Then your finished product looks amazing. And there you have it. You can see all its details right there along the bottom. You can see the curb has been put on with some Schluter trim, which looks beautiful. Here's your final product. Turned out fabulous. As you can see, this project is really starting to come together. He's got all of the end caps on all of the cabinets. He has all the toe kicks installed. We got granite ordered. The cabinet that he built, custom built, they have requested to have a door on the top, so he has a little more work to do on that one. That's just the cabinet above the eating area. It's beautiful, lines up perfect with everything that we've chosen. The other part about this room that you don't really see yet is all the lights are installed. So we are looking at this from a different perspective. You can see the row that used to have wires hanging out of it is gone. And you can see that the lights have been installed as well. Beautiful look. Beautiful look. And as we walk into the nice little cute bathroom, you are going to notice it's starting to take shape. And so he is ready now to install the ceiling, which you can see that's all done except for one piece, I think. Beautiful. Smells amazing too. Nice light in there. Tons of light. And it's going to get brighter. I think he has toe kick and end cap left on that cabinet, but the floors turned out beautiful. And I think you're going to like how we do the trim around the edge. That curb. Oh, the shower pan. So beautiful. So beautiful. And now, yep, guess what? Time to cover the walls. Yes, we're going to use galvanized tin again. There's a few tricks that we have learned with galvanized tin. You have to be extremely accurate. Every single hole has to be cut exactly properly. There's no give in this. There's no cover up. You have to have every single solitary piece perfect. So I'm glad he's really picky. Otherwise, this process would not be very detail oriented and it would not look near as good as it does. You can see how he ended that piece into a Schluter piece along the edge, that black piece, and then that black continues all the way down into the curb. And you can see how it comes across. Oh, just such a pretty piece. And as the tin starts to go up in this bathroom, there is definitely a change in the overall lightness of this room. This room gets really bright really quick, and there's actually only 2 lights in this bathroom. It's beautiful though. Changes the entire look of this space, brightens it up so much. That actually just sits down on the shower pan and then he'll go around the bottom and concave it. We made an extra little piece that comes out around, and you now see this beautiful piece at the end. There's your shot walking into the bathroom. The detail is awesome in here. He's done a fabulous job. Stay tuned so you can see what this bathroom ends up looking like. As you walk in, the first thing you notice, beautiful custom tile work. Precise cuts. Everything finished to every corner. Every cut exactly precise. You have a custom cabinet. Yeah, we're waiting on a few things. We have a piece of granite that will go on this. We also have a few electrical things left to finish, but we wanted to let you guys see the progress that we've made. The walls are covered in tin. We have one window. The ceiling is cedar. Smells great in there. And you can see all the precise cuts all along the top. We still have the fixtures to install, but this room has turned out magnificent. These are all frameless windows. These have the ability to crank on the bottom of them, and that's actually how these all open. They're all the same. There is different kinds of windows that you can get for your RV conversion. These we felt like gave the most light, and I also thought they looked the best. You can have screens in them. They have all of those same features that you would have like in a regular house. You can open them, get a little bit of air. You can also put a screen on them so you don't get bugs and stuff like that in. All important things when you're camping. So that's why we chose these windows. Aesthetics as well as function. And then we designed where we thought would be the best place to put them according to how the inside of the trailer was laid out. So we'll let you take a look and see what you think.
So that's how we marked all these, and I made that template to match the windows. The big window that you see there, we just held the frame up for it to mark it. There's windows on the other side of the trailer that we did the same thing to. So now I'm gonna start cutting these out and you'll be able to watch that.
You can see him starting to cut along here. Yes, he is using Zippy again. His favorite tool. He goes through and he makes that mark like he does on almost everything that he uses Zippy on. He makes like a trace outline of it. And then he goes back and he starts to take them all out. He had to take all the screws out of that side of the siding right there. And he goes back in. He's cleaning up the edges of all of that. And now he's moved to the other side. Doing the very similar process that he did on the other side. You can see him doing the outline there. You can also see the window in the bathroom in the background there that he's already completed. You see Uncle Harvey's helping him take those out. Comes along, pulls all of this skin off, takes his tape off, cleans up the edges, takes the center brace out for that big window. And now you can see it from the inside. Once again, he's using Zippy. Comes around. Uncle Harvey is actually helping to make not such a big mess, which I appreciate. But you can see them cutting those out. They've already drawn them on there. Just takes time. But these are all really precise things that need to be done. If those windows aren't cut right, that's a big problem. So I want to make sure that he is taking his time and handling that in the manner that allows him to have the least amount of issues in the long run. They're cleaning them out, and as you watch, the new windows are starting to go in. Uncle Harvey is holding them on the outside, so we thank you, Uncle Harvey.
Okay, cleanup time. Uncle Harvey's on the job. Been tremendous help putting these windows in. So here's what they look like after we got them in. Go around the front here to the other side. We have kitchen windows and another egress window. So, just like that. Yeah, I'll take a look at the inside here. Get screens out of them right now. Everything, all of these windows open. So that's going to be let some nice fresh air in when you need to. Or if it's too hot for that, got the mini split for air conditioning. So these two windows here, there'll be a flip up countertop right underneath that window. That's why it's there. And the sink will be here. So voila. These particular big windows are the egress windows, so in the case of emergency, they will pop right out. So, yeah. Good day. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell. You get to see the next video right when it comes out. Okay guys, so yesterday was a good day. Uncle Harvey helped me. Thank you, Uncle Harvey. We got all the windows cut in that we have. So you'll see the big windows are the egress like we talked about. And they are complete. Got screens in. They were the correct depth for the wall. These small windows, we had the same thing with ours. They're designed for the very thin RV type wall. So they're not as thick. So there is a little space in here as we get them put in. There was in ours as well, and we will have a nice rubber trim that covers that gap on all of these. So, but they're all cut in, they're all sealed. They look really good, and we have the lights turned off in here, and plenty of light. Lots of window light, and we love it. And they all open, so that's the good thing about it. So that was a good day yesterday, getting all those put in.
We wanted to give you a little before and after as we start to conclude this project. So you can see where this has come from. Plain walls, not even painted. But you can see how everything has changed on that wall. We have windows, we have cabinets, we have TVs. It's all taking shape. Stay tuned. Ho ho ho! Stoneworks. Yes. Check out all of this granite. This is actually where we ended up looking for our pieces to be the perfect complement to the cabinets that we had already installed and the tile. They have so many pieces that we could choose from. As you can see, we are walking into the quartz warehouse, and there is literally hundreds to choose from. So many different colors and sizes. Check it out, you can even see that blue piece right there. I know, blue, who'd have thought? So here we go, this is where it all takes place.
This is Stoneworks of Colorado. And these guys just do amazing work here. They're capable of making just about any countertop with quartz or granite that you would want. You can see they've got some high-tech machines to do precision cutting. We can do water jet cutting. One machine, they can actually cut 2 separate slabs at one time. And you can see they just don't waste anything. They do an excellent job. We've been out here doing remodeling and construction for over 9 years, and this is the only countertop company that I've used. I've just never had any issues. Everything comes out the way we want it. When you go to install it, you just put it in. Most of the time I have them do the install. On our smaller projects, a lot of the times I install myself. So these guys are my go-to. And if you have a project coming up where you need a countertop, these should be your go-to guys as well.
We have our beautiful countertops back. We have just laid them in there. We got our blue tape out. There's some scribing that will have to be done around the cabinets, as well as a little bit of work within the cabinet to make sure that the sink fits. But here we go. So here goes the first one. This is the sink cabinet. They have chosen an undermount sink, so we have to do a little bit of craftiness to make sure that the sink fits. You can see us testing it there. I think we finally got it level and we're ready to go to get this granite installed on top. Oh, ta-da! Here we go. Number 2.
We're going to glue the countertop on, and I'm going to show you how we fasten the sink to the countertop. So, good old curdy fix. I always put this bead to the inside so that it doesn't squirt all over the outside. Curdy fix sticks unbelievably well, and it's very hard to clean up. So, be careful where you're just slinging it around. We're going to keep it out because we're going to need it again. Nice and flat, no wiggles, no gaps. Now, we're going to fasten the sink underneath here. And what I do, I'll put curdy fix on it. Now we'll let that guy sit for 24 hours.
and it's not going anywhere.
And as you can see, we have it all installed. Looks great. Now we're waiting on the next one.
Like we told you, we put all of the countertops down with this. This same kind of compound was used to put cars together. So we know that it has the ability to be very strong, as well as a little bit of give. And we need that when we are building these kinds of structures. He did come in and he trimmed these off to make sure that they were appropriate. Here we go. Do you like?
I like it. No wiggle.
No wiggle.
And we have all of those beautiful countertops installed. And for those of you who haven't seen this incredible little tiny house that we are creating that actually hauls a Jeep, here's a great look for you. All of the lines match. All the windows are level. All the cabinets are the same height. The doors are all the same. The ceiling has a really nice finish. All of the edges are finished clear to the end. The countertops were cut and scribed to fit exactly against the walls and against the cabinets. They just turned out really nice. You could see that custom cabinet that he built. Got a door to put on there. Somebody has a door to put on there. I'm pretty sure they do. Beautiful refrigerator. The contrast between the cabinet and the refrigerator is just beautiful. You can see the next countertop that was installed. You can begin to see the scribing that he did to make sure it fit precisely. And then we go into the cute little bathroom. And this granite just turned out amazing in here. So pretty. Can't wait to get the fixtures installed on this. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna leave you with this parting shot. The ceiling's just as cool. And then we invited the owners in so they could see. And this was their reaction.
Wow.
Oh man, all those look awesome.
These look so
That looks really good. I think it's super cool. That looks awesome.
Wow.
That looks so good.
This floor is a epoxy garage floor. However, as we found out today, they're not all done the same. So guys, how many bags did we use on this floor?
More than we planned.
36 bags, 36 1-pound bags.
And we think it's about 204 square feet. There's also a piece in the shop that we did as well that's just the flap, so when you lay the back down, you have something to drive off of as well. This is pretty thick. We watched other videos where it looked thick like this, and they didn't give you exactly how much to use to make it look like this. We also taped everything off. It's important that you make sure that everything around you is covered because, as we have found out, it is
Sticky. Goes everywhere.
very, very, very sticky. So you want to make sure you either have some gloves and whatever you're going to wear you can throw away if you're really messy, and paintbrushes, don't even bother.
Just something to push. You'll need something to push it into the corners. That's all we used the paintbrush for, was to push the epoxy into the corners. You want to make sure you get it all the way to the edges so that the flakes will stick all the way to the edges and finish your floor.
And Sean figured out how to throw it on there.
Yeah, just kind of throw it, side arm it in, and do it thick. If you want it like this, if you want it.
If you just want specks on your floor, they show you to throw it up in the air. But if you want it thick like this,
that doesn't work.
No.
You kind of pick different angles, do it from one side to the other, and side arm it in.
Give her a baseball throw and away you go.
Just got a lot of bags ready.
A lot of bags ready. We actually took 3 different colors to do this floor, and I showed those to you at the beginning of this. We took 8 bags of the Pebble Beach, and then we mixed a bag and a half of the blue and a bag of the gray and black.
What we do is you gotta go in there and you scrape it with a heavy broom, a really stiff broom, and then you vacuum all that excess up. Some of them even use a flat blade and kind of scrape off excess or high spots. So we'll see after we use the broom and vacuum that up and clean that up how it looks. If there's a spot that we think needs leveled off, then we can use a flat blade and kind of level that off. But that's how you get all the excess off. After what's stuck to the epoxy dries, then basically you're breaking off the excess and cleaning it up. So pretty simple process, but you just have to be patient and let the epoxy dry.
We think it looks really great in here. We're anxious to see what it looks like dried and with the clear coat on it, but for now I think we really like it. Finishes it off well, goes well with everything else that we've done, and I think it's really functional. So
We made a comment when we were standing outside looking in here. It immediately changed the atmosphere inside here to a warm, inviting, want to hang out kind of place. So you just look in there and you see it almost looks like a carpet.
That's what it looks like.
So it's comfortable and warm, yet you're gonna be able to drive your Jeep or your 4Runner or anything you want to in and out for years and not have to worry about problems with your floor now. Plus, once we get the clear coat and everything on, it's gonna be so easy to keep clean as well.
All right, well, stay tuned. Thank you for coming up today,
Thank you
Sean.
for letting me come up. Yeah, it's a big transformation from what it was.
We've had a great day running around trying to get everything that we needed, but I think it turned out really, really well. We'll keep you updated with the next one, and you can see what it looks like when we get a clear coat.
There's no way you can get every single fleck out.
Yeah, because every time you move it, it's gonna.
Yeah. And now the clear will lock all of it in. So
I don't know how far this stuff goes, but I'm gonna try to put it on pretty thick.
yeah, it's good. You've got it in one of the bags. But if I need to, I'll move the other bag.
You can see it in the camera. You can see it in the camera.
Can you see it?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's good because it's hard for me to see it.
Think I need to go around the edges or not? Think you can get close
I don't
enough?
think you do.
Can you see it?
You can kind of see the method to his madness there. He rolls it on one direction, and then he comes back and he cross rolls it. You can see him doing that there. He found out that that was the best way to seal it in. The first time he rolls across it, he picks up some flecks still, but as he cross rolls it, you'll notice that his roller gets cleaner. You can just see him going at it right there. He put on quite a bit up front because he knew that was going to be a lot of traffic up in that part. Looks really great though. You can definitely see the color change. You can also see how well it's going to look. We hope it dries like this because that'll be really cool. It's interesting to watch the color change. It's also interesting to watch his roller and how the flecks really do just disappear.
Dump her in there.
It's so pretty, you guys.
It's so pretty. I absolutely love this little just HBO family.
Yeah,
Creek bed, you know, whatever.
absolutely.
You want it. It's great.
The idea of just buying a bunch of places the same color of everything in here and add a little pop of color.
Yeah.
I think it was a great thing. Because I like the little bits of blue in there.
Yeah.
I was just so amazed this morning how the blue, no more than we put in there.
Yeah.
They popped.
Right.
Man, get it done all blue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It would have made it look smaller in here, I bet.
I'm sure of that.
There's
Yeah.
too much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It made that trailer look smaller and stuff.
probably.
It's with that really neutral, natural color palette. I mean, even the blue is like
Right.
sky.
Right.
You know, all blue would have been perfect for just a
If
regular
you were
cargo trailer.
absolutely, if we're just gonna do a trailer floor,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but for like where we want to get the countertops and that type of stuff, yeah, that would go way too much. You can see, Sean, too, where the flex kind of, well, you can see it, I'm sure, but sort of flake, but as soon as you roll it, it catches in there and they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not getting a whole ton.
Yeah,
So
so it's locking them in already.
And as Sean was saying, you can look in his little tray there and you can begin to see that he doesn't have very many specs in there. It's really clean. I'm just thinking about the functionality of it. You know, you're not going to have to worry about scooting a chair across it or...
Yeah, we'll just get one of those little blow vacs and just blow it out, or
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually had a little, what do we call it, our little shark.
yep.
Yeah.
That's the outlet that's in the pantry cabinet.
Oh,
That's where we put it. Kind of out of the way, but
Yeah.
yet,
very accessible.
yep, always charged.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot.
That door open, you can definitely see the line. You can see exactly where he's been, and oh my goodness, it looks wonderful. For 36 bags, this floor is turning out just incredibly beautiful. And you don't have a lot of flecks that are showing up in the roller at all. It also shows every single color, and the pop is just unbelievable. The colors just make this entire space go together so well. I'm amazed.
I love it. Love it.
We thought we were all great yesterday when we had like 50 pounds.
36 pounds.
36 pounds of flex. I told the lady at Sherwin-Williams, I said, I need 16 bags. And she went, what are you doing? I said, we're doing a trailer. Well, one bag's supposed to cover 125 square feet. How big a trailer is it?
Oh no, we wanted a foot 6. And then, yeah. Yeah.
And it feels like that.
Yeah.
It feels like that. Have a look at it.
Looks good.
Really good.
I don't see anything up this way. It looks really good under the camera.
I think you have to do that.
Yeah, you can do it all again.
We could just do it again.
Yeah, that's the thing about this.
The top coat, you can
Yes.
do another layer.
Yeah.
Done it once.
Right.
Or touch up, or
Yep.
you ding
Yep.
it, or...
Yep.
And now we have the silicone trick, if anything ever.
Yep.
Major ever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And we're ready for another batch. So this is the top coat, not sugar. That's silica. That is what gives it that gritty texture so that it's not slick. And he just mixes it up really, really well so that you have really good consistency. So when Sean, the other Sean, goes to apply it, you don't have any clumps or anything like that. And it gives it a nice little texture and also kind of a glitter look, we've decided. Really beautiful. But you can see him, he just mixes it up really, really well right there. And then he is back to putting it on. We had a really great conversation in here about a squirrel, and we're moving like squirrels in this picture. We decided that you guys probably didn't need to hear about that particular conversation. So as we finish this up, 36 bags sounds like a whole bunch. But to get this really cool look, you really do need to have that much. That's how you create this look. You don't see the base coat here at all. The base coat, remember, was gray. Gray never shows up in this picture. But that is the color that the base coat of epoxy was. Isn't that gorgeous? You can even see the blue in this picture. Wow. And will it dry this way? I think so. I love this shot. It could be a beach, or it could be carpet, or it could just be the unfinished portion of this epoxy floor, of which that's what we know it is. But it's so pretty. And when you go and you put that top coat on, it changes it so much. But you go from carpet to granite look is how we looked at it. And you can see how it's starting to dry and it's going to stay shiny. We were hoping that it would. You can see it in the window right there. Oh my goodness. The colors just make the inside of this trailer. You just want to go in there and turn the TV on and watch. And that shine, oh my goodness. That is the end, of course. That's the ramp and the tailgate flips down. Wow. Check out the shine. You can't even tell that the tailgate's there. It kind of blends right in, and that was the whole thought behind this. And it's functional. You could drive a Jeep on it, a Razor, a Spider, anything like that. It's hard. And it's not slick. The inside turned out great. When you shut that door, it looks like it's like this big, huge piece of granite at the end. And oh my goodness, we can't wait to get everything around it finished now. Beautiful shot. That's a whole shot looking in. This conversion tiny house has become just gorgeous. So follow along as we finish this up.
What I'm doing right now is we're going to do a demonstration of how the Murphy bed is going to work. What I'm going to do is put this together real quick just to show you. This is what the bed will look like when it's down, and this will be what's mounted onto the wall in the trailer. So I'm going to show you how this arm over here, you can see, this is what's going to be compressed when the bed is down, which assists you in lifting it up. So if you can see, this has pressure on it, okay? So it's got pressure. So this is what will hold the bed. So when the bed's down, this will be what helps lift it up, because the bed's heavy. And these are designed to alleviate that problem. I've got these aluminum angles, and that's just for stability, so that you don't have to worry about anything ever coming apart. Even though it's glued together and it's screwed together, it's got nails in the corners. We also put these brackets in the corners. So when you look at this side, you can see what I attached everything to over there. Pivot point here. And this is where that arm hooks on. So we have this other arm is here. You can see this guy and how it all is made. So you have this flange here that you see, and that's what gets fastened to the wall so that everything is solid. So we don't have to worry about anything coming loose. It is black, which goes with our decor. It all looks good. Functions well. Gave you some information on how the Murphy bed works and how all that goes together. So stay tuned.
Let the excitement begin. Install day is upon us. We are thankful for the extra help, the owners and Uncle Harvey. We couldn't do this without you. So thank you. And here we go.
So we'll pick it up down here.
Okay.
And you're gonna set it
On the wheel well?
on the wheel well. I'm gonna try to set mine on the jack.
Watch your head there, honey. This is not light either. Obviously, it takes 3 men to get it up there, and then several people to hold it.
Is that where it needs to be?
Pretty much.
He had to get a longer drill bit. Nice for have the extra help. We appreciate that greatly. Wonderful folks.
Okay, that looks good, you guys.
Just wouldn't be one of our videos without Mr. Patches. He joins us, of course. And now they're back to try to figure out if they can get it square, so when the bed comes out from the wall, it is even, and it comes out exactly perfect, and it moves flawlessly. But getting it square is the first step.
Either we're
You can see that he is affixing a screw. There is actually 10 screws that he's pre-drilled in that back hole. You can also see all his fancy cuts to make sure everything is covered. However, everything still functions there. Then he is back and he is putting those screws in to attach it to the wall. He just goes through and gets it attached so that we can get it set, and then he'll go back and he puts all of those screws back in. I believe there's 10 on each side, so that it's good and affixed to the wall and you don't ever have to worry about your bed falling off the wall. But you can see how beautiful that piece is in this small space, and it is going to change how you function and how you can sleep and how you can live in one of these smaller spaces. And we thought it'd be fun to let Sean see if it works first. After all that hard work, we decided it was time to take a break. Sean decided he was going to try to set up the TV. And I do believe he really wanted to watch the basketball game. So that was the madness behind the TV setup. But as you can see in this room, it turned out so beautifully.
Hey folks, again, here we are with a Murphy bed. We've had those hundreds of questions. We kind of gave you a little preview in the shop of how things were kind of going to go together. I know that it was probably pretty hard to tell how it was going to work from what we showed you in there. So now we've got everything stained and assembled. Uncle Harvey and the owners actually came and helped us put this in. It's pretty heavy. It's very solid. So it was nice to have the help to do it. So we're going to show you how this operates. The equipment that we use to build it with, parts and pieces that I engineered myself. It's my own design. It's nothing special. So it will operate very easily. One hand, you can just pull it down. So I just installed these support legs so they're still kind of stiff so they don't just fall down. But that'll support it as it goes. One on each corner. You can see, there it is, nice and neat. So, there you go, nice and smooth. And it's sturdy, so you don't have to worry about it. So, very easy operation. Very strong to get in. You know, I'm over 200 pounds, unfortunately, working on that. But you can see the extra bracing we have in it. But you can also see the inside of where it's going to be, so that when it's open, it's still pretty. It still looks beautiful. We have a couple of outlets in the wall here so they can charge phones and do whatever. You got a nice backdrop. You can look out the window from in bed and be comfortable. So I'm gonna raise this guy up again and back down just to kind of show you the operation. She can kind of show you where the pivot point is and the assist arm. This arm that you see here, I'll show you this before I lift it. You can see that this is like a hydraulic shock, and it's used in several applications, toolbox lids and all that stuff. So it helps, it's pushing. So it's gonna help me lift this up. So it's a helper hydraulic ram that pushes that up under pressure. So I can pick this up with just one hand and put it up. So, and then when it gets up, it's got pressure that puts itself up there. So, and we designed this bed here so that we've got a couple of pins at the top to hold it. So, you know, see, it's just so easy to operate. So, if you're ready to go camping, you know, it's very simple. And to set up, there you are, you're ready. You know, you're ready to go. Okay, so this is what we do for the Murphy bed in this application. Now, there's other things that you can do for your home Murphy beds if you want. Those ideas and designs just don't work for what we had. They require about 16 inches of space from the wall. We only had 6, so we had to design our own operation. So that's why we wanted to give you this video to show you what we did. We would design one for you. So very easy operation once again. Fold it right up. So now I think that it's time to move on to our next location. So we're going to put our pin in, holds it up. The other pin goes in this side here. There you go. Now your bed's solid. Won't come out of there. So nice and neat. Now it's time to get ready to go.
So what we're gonna do is fold things up. We talked about folding things, and that's what we have. There you go. That's folded up. That's ready to go. So now we got this one, so we can get the Jeep in. It's folded up. It's ready to go. Now we've got room to put a whole Jeep in here. You've seen videos of the Jeep in the trailer, and so we have all of these things that you can do in the trailer, and they simply fold out of the way, and now we have the full garage area for the Jeep. So we made it to our spot. This is how long it takes to set up. It's, you know, I'm not rushing. I'm just trying to explain everything we're doing. So this here, so we can set up and have our countertop space for having lunch. And we've had our lunch. I think we want to kick the bed down so we can maybe watch a little TV and relax. If you'll notice, you have a ton of room here. We're going to build a bench that folds off of this for the set on, but you can have you a couple of traveling chairs, lawn chairs, and sit back here to watch TV as well. So we decided that we're done for the day. We're going to kick back, lay in bed, watch TV, let our bed down. See that? Nice and easy. Well, okay, I've got our bed down. We're ready to watch TV now. Pillows all set up. Now we're gonna whip around here and set up our TV. So this is one of the features that the customer wanted, and it's awesome. We just love it. So how many of yours has a flip out 55-inch TV? So you can either watch TV from bed, or you can kick the patio down. Oh, about a little Netflix. Hey, Gally. How about that? You there? All right. Oh, we haven't got it set up yet. But see, that's just, you know, it's so awesome. You can lay down the ramp door that we've showed you with the epoxy covering on it, kick some lawn chairs, watch the football game, barbecue out back, and just enjoy your space. So, and then it's just very easy to operate. TV just folds back against the wall. You want to come on this side, honey? You want to show them the mount? So it's a very sturdy mount. It's mounted directly into the steel framing of the trailer. So it's very solid. Works great. So what we're going to do, we're also going to show you that we have a strap system for this guy. So when you're going down the road, you don't want your TV just flopping all over the place. So we're going to tie it back because we have these handy dandy little tie down. And they're mounted to the wall of the trailer, so you know they're secure. Just go over the top of the TV. Okay, well, this guy. Now these straps, he just got them off Amazon, so it's not anything special that you can't buy yourself. To make it work, got protective covers so that it doesn't bother your screen, and works really good. So, now we got her snug back in there, and this baby's ready to roll. Now we put our remote in the drawer. We got the soft close drawers that stick shut, so it works great. I'm gonna fold this guy up so we can head down the road. We're gonna fold this guy up so he can head down the road. That one doesn't want to go yet. Okay, and we'll put a strap on this similar to the TV. So, okay, the sheets are all put away, pillows put away. One hand again, and there it goes. So it just
We absolutely enjoy doing things like this so that you have a place to go. You can take off, spend time together, some quality time. If you're just a couple and the kids have all gone, we're empty nesters ourselves. So now we want to go and see the grandkids. So we can hook up to hours that we have, and we just travel to Montana and we see the grandkids. We take a motorcycle in ours. These folks haul a Jeep in theirs. So now you can just jump in and be comfortable when you get to where you're going. So that's one of the things that we want to make sure you get is some quality that you don't have to worry about, comfort, so it doesn't feel like you're in an RV, like you're in a coach or motor coach or something, It's like you're in a home. You don't have these kinds of things in those deals. And you get to pick what you want with us. This is custom designed, custom built, just like the mechanism to make this all work the way it does. It's all custom designed and built to make it function for whatever you have or want to do. That's the glory of working with Hensley Homes, is the fact that if you dream it, we will figure out how to design it and build it for you. Everything in here the customer has had an input on and asked, can you do this? And we've done it.
We did not have them insulate that in the beginning because we had a bunch of wires that we were trying to make sure we had back there for the backup camera and other lights, of course. That backup camera is run inside of the pickup by a screen, and it works wonderful when you're backing this big trailer. So as you can see, we're going to have to put some foam in there, and guess who we called? Yes, we went back, and they helped us out again. This is a really nice family business, and if you guys need any kind of insulation work done and you're out here in Colorado, make sure you call these guys. They are absolutely wonderful people and great to work with. And you can see we have it all taped off. We don't want any of that foam going anywhere in the trailer. It's not supposed to be going. So like I said, we've got it all nice and taped off, and we are ready for him to fill up that cavity. That cavity is about 1 foot deep and about, I would say, 8 inches deep going top to bottom. You can see how he just uses a little bit of foam, a little bit of foam, a little bit of foam. He's just filling it in really slowly because that foam expands. And as we watch him go along here, you can see he does a little bit, he lets it expand, does a little bit, and he lets it expand. And then we came back in after he got to a really good place with all of this and most of it was covered. We came back in and we put the board back up there to make sure that we hadn't gone over. We decided we could put a little bit more in there. So you can see he's moving to the second half of that. And he's just filling that compartment in with the foam. As long as you have this kind of foam going in a cavity like that, it prevents sweating, which you do not want, which is what metal will do. So when you cover it all with the foam, you get rid of that moisture, which is what we want back here. We also don't want the back of this trailer to get cold or hot. And with the foam, you get that. Each layer that he puts on is about 1 inch, so the R factor back there is definitely high. You can figure on average 1 inch of foam insulation is about 7 R. So the walls, after we have them furred out, you have almost 2 inches there. So you have almost R14 in the walls and the ceiling, and the floor has even more.
Hi folks, thought I'd do a quick video before I get too wild and going here, and I'll do a time lapse of me actually doing it. So what you see here is we're getting ready to insulate the fender wells. Like we told you, if you do not insulate this metal that's exposed to the cold, it will sweat inside your trailer. So get down here where you can kind of see. So this underneath area of the trailer in here, we will insulate with the Schluter high density foam. And the reason I'm using that is because it already has a waterproof membrane that is manufactured right onto it. So the water and everything underneath, it's got to protect it so it's not just styrofoam that's going to get broken up by rocks and beat up and end up falling out. So it's a high quality material, and we're going to be using what's called 30 Fix
put it on with. That is the stuff that sticks everything. So I'll do a time-lapse video of me getting this done. I already did my measurements, got all my pieces cut. So we'll get this all done on this side and show you how that works. And no more sweat.
And away he goes, getting everything ready. You can see him using his favorite thing, which is Fix. He loves how that adhesive works on all kinds of surfaces. You can also see that he put in his first piece and it went on the top. You can see him adding the Fix as well, so he can put in his first piece on the side. And he ran out, had to go get some more. And some more. Gotta have his Fix. But you can see him putting that on the metal in there. And then he will take his foam board and he puts it on there. Makes it nice and neat, well covered. You want to make sure that metal is all covered. Nobody wants sweating inside of trailers. That is not something that you want to deal with long term, and we want these trailers to last a long time. And of course, he would never leave it orange, because you could see that. So he painted it all black as well. Then he's putting his tires back in, doing his thing. Mr. Picky. That side's good to go. And we head to the opposite side. Again, puts his Fix in the top. Starts with his top piece. You can see that. Then he comes back in and he does the back wall of it. Again, you can see him sealing everything really, really well with the Fix. We don't want any breaks so that there's any metal exposed. And he comes back and paints it. And he puts his tires back on. Same process. Of course, Patches has to help him as well. And there you have it. All of the wheel wells are now insulated, so there will be no sweating inside. Because remember, those fender wells are exposed on the inside, so you have to cover them with something, otherwise they will sweat when the temperature outside drops, or inside, either or. And since we have such a great mini split in this unit, that's something we definitely had to work out and account for. And here you go, that beautiful finished product. Sleek, functional, something that has been crafted that will last for many, many years. All of the special touches have been added to this trailer. It's fully insulated. It's an 8.5 by 24, and yes, remember, it hauls a Jeep. When we put the wood overlay over the back, it turned out great. Check out all of those beautiful, nice cuts. This is a finished product. If you are lucky enough to see this beautiful thing going down the road, remember, it came from Hensley Homes. And if you are excited and want to have something built just for you to haul your special toy in, please give us a call. We are ready to build another one of these masterpieces for you and make sure that it does exactly what you need it to, hauls exactly what you want it for, and it functions for years and years. So give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, and make sure that you follow us on all of our social medias as we prepare to make another one of these. And we're going to do some new things on the next one, so stay tuned.